The town of Idu was between green hills and a quiet stream. There lived a young woman named Tope. Tope's beauty was known far and wide. Her dark radiant skin glowed like the moon on a clear night, and her laughter was like the song of the morning birds. But her life was not as enchanting as her appearance, for behind her sparkling eyes lay a heart burdened by the cruelty of her stepmother, Iyabo. When Tope was just a girl, her mother fell ill and died, leaving her in the care of her father, Ade, a gentle and hard-working farmer. To provide Tope with a motherly figure, Ade married Iyabo, a woman from a neighboring village. At first, Iyabo seemed kind and loving, but as soon as she bore a son, Tunde, her true nature revealed itself. Iyabo was very good at lying. She seemed caring and kind to her husband, but when Ade was out in the fields, she became mean. She treated Tope so bad, making her do all the house chores and giving her little food to eat. As the years passed, Tope endured her stepmother's cruelty with grace, holding on to the hope that one day her suffering would end. Despite her hardships, Tope grew into a wise and beautiful woman. Her grace and resilience won the heart of Olumide, a brave and handsome hunter. Their love blossomed like the hibiscus flower in the early morning sun, and soon they were married. Tope moved to Olumide's home, where she found a semblance of happiness and peace. Soon after their marriage, Tope discovered she was pregnant. The news brought immense joy to Olumide and their household. They eagerly awaited the arrival of the new life that would bring more happiness into their lives. However, news of Tope's pregnancy also reached Iyabo's ear, and it stirred a deep, dark envy within her. She could not bear to see Tope happy and flourishing while she remained bitter and twisted by her own inner demons. The day Tope went into labor was one of great anticipation and excitement. Olumide stayed by her side, holding her hands as she brought their child into the world. The air was thick with tension, yet it held a certain magic, as if the universe itself awaited the arrival of the newborn. Just as Tope gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, a shadow fell across the room. Iyabo had come, her eyes burning with malice. She had been plotting, and the time had come to execute her wicked plan. With a sinister smile, she approached Tope, who was too weak to protest. "You will pay for all the joy you have stolen from me," Iyabo hissed. She muttered incantations under her breath. As she finished her spell, a sudden wave of dizziness overwhelmed Tope. Her vision blurred, her mind clouded. She began to laugh uncontrollably, emitting a crazy sound that resonated through the room and sent shivers down Olumide's spine. Olumide watched in horror as Tope's laughter turned into screams. She clutched her head, tears streaming down her face as she clawed at her own skin. The joy of childbirth had become a nightmare. Tope was no longer the same. Her mind had been shattered by Iyabo's curse. Desperate to save his wife, Olumide sought help from the village healer, Baba Ifa. Baba Ifa was an old man, wise and knowledgeable in traditional craft. He listened to Olumide's story with a grave expression, understanding the severity of the situation. "This is no ordinary madness," Baba Ifa said. "It is a curse born of deep hatred and dark magic. To break it, we must find the source and confront it." Olumide, filled with determination, set out on a journey to uncover the truth and save Tope. He sought the council of elders, visited shrines, and spoke with spirits in the forest. Each step brought him closer to understanding the depth of Iyabo's wickedness and the power of the curse. Back in the village, Tope's condition worsened. She could not recognize her own child, often mistaking the infant for a demon. The villagers began to whisper, fearing the madness might spread. Olumide returned with a renewed hope, carrying sacred herbs and charms given by Baba Ifa. One night, Olumide prepared to confront Iyabo. He called upon the spirits of his forefathers, invoking their strength and wisdom. With a calm, yet resolute heart, he approached Iyabo, who stood by the river, her face twisted with anger and jealousy. "Iyabo," Olumide shouted, "your evil ends tonight. Release Tope from this curse or face the wrath of the gods." Iyabo laughed, a cold, heartless sound that pierced the night. "You think you can defeat me? I am more powerful than you can imagine." But Olumide was not alone. The spirits of the ancestors surrounded him. Their presence was a big force. With their guidance, Olumide cast the sacred herbs into the air, chanting prayers taught by Baba Ifa. The air crackled with energy as the herbs burned, releasing a fragrant smoke that swirled around Iyabo. She screamed, her body convulsing as the smoke penetrated her soul. The dark magic within her fought back, but the power of the ancestors was stronger. Iyabo fell to the ground, her curses melting away in the night. As the first light of dawn broke through the trees, a sense of calm descended upon the village. Olumide rushed back to Tope, who lay in a deep sleep. He held his breath, praying that the curse has been lifted. Slowly, Tope's eyes opened, her gaze soft and clear. "Olumide," she whispered, her voice weak but steady. He wept with joy, holding her close. The curse had been broken and Tope was herself again. She looked at her baby, a mixture of awe and love filling her heart. The nightmare was over and the family was whole once more. Iyabo, now stripped of her dark powers, was brought before the village elders. Her crimes were laid bare and she was banished from Idu, left to wander the wilderness alone. Her fate was a reminder of the darkness that envy and hatred could bring. Tope's recovery was slow, but with Olumide's unwavering support and the love of their child, she healed. The villagers who had once feared her madness now celebrated her strength and resilience. They held a grand feast in her honor, rejoicing in the triumph of love and the goodness over evil. Years passed, and Tope and Olumide's family grew. Their home was filled with laughter and joy. After so many years, Tope often told her children and people who came across her story, not with bitterness but with the sense of victory and gratitude. She taught her children the importance of kindness, love and forgiveness. And as the sun set each day over the hills of Idu, Tope would look out with a heart full of peace, knowing that the light within her had prevailed over the shadow cast by her stepmother's wickedness. In the end, it was not the cause that defined her, but her unbreakable spirit and the love that surrounded her. Tope's story became a tale of enduring power of love, the strength of human spirit, and the ultimate triumph of good over evil.